The dollar sign is built on the letter S, but the word dollar contains no S, and never has. The symbol most associated with American money is shaped around a letter that does not appear in the word it represents. The explanation involves a 400-year process that no one planned or designed, and that most popular accounts get wrong. There is no inventor. For a symbol used billions of times a day, there is no record of anyone creating it deliberately. It was not commissioned, not decreed by any government, and not drawn up and stamped onto the first coins. It developed gradually out of the handwriting of working merchants over several decades, and by the time anyone asked where it came from, the origin was already difficult to trace. The evolution can be reconstructed, but there is no single point of creation to identify. To follow it, set aside the word dollar and start with a silver mine in Bohemia. In the early 1500s, a rich vein of silver was found in a valley called Joachimsthal, in what is now the Czech Republic. The name combines Joachim, for Saint Joachim, the father of the Virgin Mary, with Thal, the German word for valley. Silver was discovered there around 1516, and by 1518 coins were being struck from the metal. A local count named Hieronymus Schlick received official approval to operate a mint on the first day of 1520. These coins were called Joachimsthalers, meaning from Joachim's Valley. The name was soon shortened to thaler. The coin was trusted for its consistent weight and silver content, and it became a standard across the many states of the Holy Roman Empire. Other regions copied it, and the name traveled with it, shifting along the way. When English speakers adopted thaler, it became the word dollar. The word originated in a German-speaking mining town in Central Europe more than 2 centuries before the United States existed. It has no connection to America in its origin. The word and the symbol come from 2 different coins. The word came from the thaler. The symbol came from the Spanish peso. In the 1500s and 1600s, the Spanish peso was the most widely used coin in global trade. Spain was extracting large quantities of silver from the Americas, minting it into pesos, and those coins functioned as the closest thing to a global currency. In the English-speaking world, the peso was called the Spanish dollar because it was close in size and weight to the German thalers, and the familiar name was applied to the foreign coin. The Spanish word peso itself means weight. Merchants and clerks who recorded sums in pesos needed a quick way to write the word, and they abbreviated it as ps. They wrote it repeatedly, hundreds of times a day, year after year. When written at speed, the letters began to merge. The loop of the P reduced to a single vertical stroke, and the S settled on top of it. Repeated across decades and across thousands of different hands doing the same thing, PS stopped reading as 2 letters and began to read as one symbol, a line through an S. The dollar sign began as an abbreviation that fused into a new mark through ordinary use. Most of what is known about this traces back to one researcher, Florian Cajori, a Swiss-American historian of mathematics born in 1859. The University of California, Berkeley, created the first chair in the history of mathematics in the country specifically for him. In 1929, he published a 2-volume work called A History of Mathematical Notations, in which he examined 18th century manuscripts by hand and tracked the symbol changing in stages from piece to its modern form. Cajori documented a detail that resolves a question people still raise. In a single diary from 1776, he counted 14 dollar signs. 11 were written with 1 vertical stroke, and 3 were written with 2. Both versions are original. They appear together in the same documents from the start, varying only with the writer's hand. The earliest part of the American record is associated with Oliver Pollock, an Irishman who emigrated to Pennsylvania in 1760 and helped finance the American Revolution. Pollock dealt regularly in pesos and kept detailed ledgers, abbreviating the currency as PS, with the letters running together. Robert Morris, the financier who funded the revolution, adopted the symbol in his dealings with Pollock and used it to mean dollars. The Oxford English Dictionary dates the first appearances of the sign to the 1770s in the documents of English Americans trading with Spanish Americans. It began appearing in print after 1800, and by the 1790s, it was the official symbol of United States currency. That timeline rules out the most common explanation. Many people have heard that the dollar sign is a capital U placed over a capital S, with U for United and S for States, the bottom of the U wearing away to leave the lines in the curve. The dates make this impossible. The symbol was already in use before the United States existed, so it cannot be a monogram of the country. The U.S. explanation has a specific source. The author Ayn Rand presented it in her 1957 novel Atlas Shrugged, describing the dollar sign as a monogram of the United States and a symbol of the nation's economic freedom. The image spread widely, but there is no documentary evidence for it, and the dates contradict it. Bill Moorer, a cultural anthropologist at the University of California, Irvine, who studies money and its symbols, identifies the peso abbreviation as the actual origin and dismisses the U.S. theory on the same grounds Cajori did a century earlier. Other explanations exist. One holds that the symbol comes from the two pillars of Hercules on the old Spanish coat of arms, with the pillar forming the line and a wrapped ribbon forming the S. Britannica notes there is little evidence for it. Another claims it evolved from the number 8 on the Spanish pieces of 8, which Cajori found no support for. An older suggestion ties it to a Latin religious abbreviation. None of them hold up against the documentary record. These theories persist because the verified explanation is undramatic. The symbol was not designed by a founder or given deliberate meaning. It came from an abbreviation that spread on its own. The same shape, a line through an S, is used today for both the dollar and the peso across many countries in the Americas. This is not coincidence or simple imitation of the United States. Each of those currencies inherited the same shorthand from the same merchants, writing the same abbreviation for the same Spanish silver coin, well before those modern nations established their borders. The symbol contains no U and no reference to the United. What it carries is a 16th century silver mine in a Czech valley, a Spanish coin that dominated global trade, and the handwriting of clerks abbreviating a word they wrote thousands of times. The most recognizable symbol of American wealth did not originate in America, was not designed by anyone, and was not originally about the dollar at all. It came from the peso, and it has been in use for 400 years.